2024, The Unsettling Truth Behind the Kennedy Assassinations. The federally brokered hit of John F. Kennedy on a warm November day in Dallas, 1963, confirmed for many the devil's existence. This despicable display of high treason was in retrospect a wholesale religious conversion. Satan himself could only orchestrate such an evil spectacle, confirming his presence, and his existence assured many of the existence of God. Hallelujah. The president's head unceremoniously blown off by itself hardly evokes the presence of Lucifer. However, the scale to which it took to choreograph the kill and the subsequent cover-up proved an infiltration at the highest level. A usurpation of a great nation, built by and governed by a prolific people, had occurred, and this required the most heinous and repugnant deeds and individuals to perform. Our 35th president was gruesomely slayed on orders of a fraternity of vipers that nested in the cracks of our governing apparatus. Kennedy's murder, the first American coup d'etat to be captured and packaged for mass consumption, confirming two significant truths. The United States was no longer, if ever, represented the will of free men, and those that commandeered this nation were in league with Satan. To the contrary of everything that we were taught to believe, and assuming presidents were freely elected, they existed as nothing more than props or crotchless marionettes manipulated by unelected officials. JFK was dispatched after they discovered he was virtually immune to the influence of extortion, and after he refused to sacrifice young Americans in order to appease the industrialists of war. Kennedy wasn't restrained by an inherent code of ethics. His hands were far from clean, and perhaps this uncertainty as to where his loyalties lie had made his life a liability. The exact same cabal of powerful and influential men had dispatched Kennedy's brother 5 years later, knowing Robert Kennedy would expose this virus coursing through the veins of our nation. The RFK assassination. From AV's previous article on RFK. Senator Robert Kennedy was gunned down, June 5, 1968, while exiting the kitchen of the Ambassador Hotel in L.A. by a professional hit squad. Reminiscent of the hit on his brother John 4 years earlier, a convenient dupe was embedded at the scene and incriminated for the crime. Unlike JFK's killer, RFK was gunned down by a petite and handsome young man of Palestinian descent, fitted with a .22 revolver. Although none of his shots had entered Kennedy, the bewildered young assailant had certainly served his purpose. Unsurprisingly, Kennedy was killed by a close-ranged shot, placed behind the ear, and as reality suggests, Sirhan was facing Kennedy from several feet away. There were a shit-ton of logistical discrepancies, identical to those at the scene in Dallas. The information surrounding each assassination was tightly controlled and carefully disseminated by both willing and cowardly accomplices throughout the media. The official explanations that followed both assassinations was preposterous and logistically implausible. Subterfuge of this nature and reach could only be sanctioned by high-ranking government officials overseeing the CIA. Collusion by agencies and actors in the federal government is shocking, however. The reluctance to resolve so many troubling inconsistencies, some 50 years later, is truly terrifying. The treacherous infiltrators behind the Kennedy assassinations are no longer occupying their lofty positions, yet the improbable findings still lack any reasonable scrutiny. RFK murder provides unadulterated proof. To this day, the official details of RFK's assassination suggest that he was killed by the Palestinian man-boy Sirhan. This corporate media and federally approved explanation is in every way unfathomable, at least according to every witness in the pantry that night, as well as the pathology report. Robert Kennedy's autopsy revealed that he was fatally shot from behind, at point-blank range, making it physically impossible that the fatal shots came from Sirhan. After 2 initial shots from 6 feet away that missed, Sirhan was wrestled to the ground as he rattled off the other 6 shots in random directions, and at no time was he placed behind Kennedy. The RFK cover-up has been made no more evident than in 2024, after over 50 years of independent investigation and official reports. Why is there no congressional investigation into this great unresolved American travesty? Why are elected officials afraid to expose and root out this systemic rot? These are questions that must be addressed. The American public deserves answers. This article was converted for free by the courtesy of Audio Read. If you enjoy the service, please consider upgrading your plan to listen to up to 500,000 words per article. Simply go to audioread.com/ad and you'll see the upgrade option. Your support helps us keep making the service better. Thank you.